Welcome back to another episode of Clean Cut Conversation. This is Wade Hampton Jr., also known as the Chosen Barber, and we're diving into another episode here today with my guy, John Michael Oliver. He is a man of God, a devoted husband, and also a loving father, businessman who knows what it means to face challenges and rise again. Listen, this conversation talks about fatherhood. This conversation talks about faith, resilience, discovering the strength, and also keeping going in life. If you need some help and inspiration about not giving up and about staying the course, this is your conversation. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Clean Cut Conversation. My name is Wade Hampton Jr., also known as the Chosen Barber. I got my guy here. I'm going to let him introduce himself, tell him what you do, and also tell him how you got to my chair.
Absolutely. Name is John Michael Oliver. Everybody knows me as JMO. I presently have the privilege of serving as the executive director for the African American Male Wellness Agency here in our Mahoney Shenango Valley office. Got in my guy's chair, been following him for a while. We crossed paths. You know, we were both fathers and family men, so you already know Wally World, anywhere else. But my schedule is very hectic, always on the go. So been rocking with him now, and just his app and able to get in. He gets me in, I get out. At the end of the day, I love the spirit and the passion that he has. So brother to brother, we just linked up, and you know, it's a whole vibe now. It's my guy.
Okay, all right. Yeah, man, I remember following you on social media and things like that, and seeing what you were doing, and kind of didn't really know exactly like what you were doing for a long time. Yeah, I just seen you in pictures and videos and stuff with people, and one of which I seen, one of my favorite actors is Mr. Anthony Anderson, and I was like, man, whoa, wait a minute now, this brother got something really going on, because he out here rubbing elbows with you know, Blackish. Hey, so man. I was just like, you know, that was super dope when I seen that. I was like, oh man, this dude is really doing something crazy, doing something really good. Not crazy, but really good.
I got you. I appreciate it. It was nice meeting him. Like I said, the company I work for, we're a nonprofit 501c, and right now we're on the cuff of holistic wellness. If you haven't heard, it's called Black Men's Wellness Day. We're right now in 24 cities across 14 states, but had the privilege of being the ambassador for Anthony Anderson, man. Cool guy, down to earth. Even though he's a multimillionaire everywhere, the biggest thing is we brought him in for our VIP reception with our diabetes awareness. You got this. So maybe the rep showed him, shout out, you know what I'm saying, to the Qs, you know what I'm saying? You already represent Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Tyro Sigma Alumni Chapter Spring 25 Ace in the building. But hey, to the local Greeks, you already know what it is. But other than that, man, we're just using our voice on our platform to let men know, regardless of what race, walk, color, or creed, we're unapologetic, implemented about what we do. So at the end of the day, whenever I get a chance to link up with Wade, we just have a good conversation, mind, body, and soul, speaking about the things of God, our family, and things that we do in the community. So I'm just a voice in the vessel, man, just using my platform to let people know your health is your wealth. Come holler at me.
There it is. So, you know, at first, when I first started this, you know, I actually, last episode, I talked about the purpose of, you know, Clean Cut Conversation. And, you know, I got kind of deep. You know, God kind of just allowed me to flow, you know, with the purpose of everything that involved in Clean Cut Conversation, whether it be the conversations we talk about in the chair, whether it be the impact that people have, whether it be the testimonies that people give and how that impacts people and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I also said that I didn't really want like any kind of script.
Right.
But like the best part about not having a script is like you can kind of free flow. And I can like kind of ambush my client like, hey, we about to have this conversation on camera. And they be like, whoa. Or they be like, all right, man, let's get it. You know, It's always usually a good conversation anyways whenever we link up. So I was like, you know what? Today we're going to talk about something that is always talked about, but not necessarily talked about in open or on public or on camera sometimes because, you know, as fathers, we don't really get too much of the public attention that we need, whether it be the good attention. Mm-hmm. Definitely not the good attention. Usually it's always talked about absent fathers and deadbeat fathers, but you and I are very active, you know, fathers. As I see you out and about with your family, you see me out and about with my family, even though we're busy.
Always.
And we're always got something going on. We're always running and moving, whether it be ministry, work, or just family stuff, or whatever the case may be. Sports, you know, definitely sports, because I got 2 cheerleaders and a football player right now, and it's
right.
Every time we turn around, somebody's got a game or somebody's got a practice.
Man, I understand.
But what do you feel like? We're gonna talk about fatherhood. So, what do you feel like it means today, like to be a father? Like, what do you feel like that means today to be a father in today's society?
First, it's an honor and privilege to be a father. Anybody can be a dad, but it takes. I'm gonna just keep it a buck and a bean. It takes a real man to be a father. Mm-hmm. Being a father is just being impactful, being aware, and being present. Right now, shout out to my wife, but it's just a fatherhood edition. But my wife, we just celebrated 18 years on August 4th. And we've been together 20 years, dated for 2.5. We have 4 kids, 2 sets of twins. And right now our girls, they are cheerleading. So this is our first time with them. And just regardless of how busy I am, my father and mother kind of trained us to God. So first, I am a licensed reverend, but at the end of the day, Wade and I, we stay swaggy. So at the end of the day, we understand and let people know, regardless of your title, a title doesn't make you. That's an assignment of God that has a special or unique responsibility. So regardless, we kind of in my household, God, family, then whatever church, ministry, your job. And I just try to be there. I've been in retail for the last almost 20 years. So these last 4 years have been an amazing blessing to me because I'm able to have more time with my kids. If they say, Dad, hey, baby girl, or hey, son, I'm going to be there. Mm-hmm. We know life with life, adults will adult, and we know that we're doing what we need to do as fathers. But just in this day and time, it's just being in my word and being there present, not just there in the household, but in every aspect of life. When my daughter graduates, I'm there with flowers. I'm training them and teaching them how a man really should treat a girl or a lady, and so it's vice versa for the guy. So that's really big for me. Presently, right now, about a couple months, I'll be 44, and I'm just taking a better aspect and appreciation on life of just being there present in the moment. And that's really where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. I mean, being a father is like something that's like, I always say there's a difference between being a father and being a daddy though, too, at the same time. Because a lot of people can carry the father title, but not very many people can carry the daddy title.
Right.
Like you the baby father or the baby, whatever. But when you're actually like a dad and a daddy and you're like present and your kids know they can ask you and come and count on you for things like showing up to their events, showing up for them, basically just being there is enough. I don't think that the presence is too much focused on more in today's society than the providing aspect. People think that fathers are just like providers.
Right.
I feel like in today's society, we always emphasize the money, like especially when you got people that are on child support and stuff like that. Like they're emphasizing the money, but they're taking away the biggest element that the kid can ever need, and that's the time. Because now they own stuff like visitation and stuff like that, or you got shared custody, or you can only get them on nights and weekends or something like that, or you can only And being a dad is more than just providing. Being a dad is just providing yourself, your time, your energy, your effort, everything like that. It's amazing, just to, like you said, the opportunity and the privilege to be a father. Like, I just feel like it's just so much emphasis though on just, the money aspect and providing, because guys are always looked at as just that.
Right. Talk about it, bro. Like we got emotions too. That's all. Yeah.
But what do you think? Do you feel like it goes deeper? Do you feel like it goes deeper than just providing?
Absolutely. Even with my job, we have, it's called the Mahoney Valley Fatherhood Coalition. So with that, we speak about the fathers being holistically well-rounded. Recently I read a book. It's called Winning. And it's about winning. Winning, okay. Look it up. It's the author was Tim Grover. He was the personal trainer for Michael Jordan and Kobe. One thing that spoke to me out of that book the most, beyond us being culture relevant or preachers or teachers, is we find the word in everything. And I've never heard this before. He spoke in the passage about being selfish. We know in this day and time and culture, we've grown up or been conditioned being selfish is negative. No. And so it goes deeper. I am going to be selfish to make sure that I'm the best me for my wife, your family, your significant other, whoever is in your family and your kids. So to make myself better, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, that's where real men, real talk comes in. I want to have a relationship with my kids that they can come and talk to me about anything. You know, in this generation, they say, bruh this, bruh that. I'm going to tell you a story real quick. So my daughter was like, she has an older brother, and her brother's like, bruh this. And I'm like, hey, you don't speak to ladies like that. I know that's what your generation may have, but remember, always never be intimidated nor manipulated. Always articulate your thought and speak with people with respect. So my daughter, like one of the oldest ones, she was like, bruh. I said, come here, young lady. I said, I don't want you speaking to your father like that. And she was like, Dad, I don't understand. She's like, but you're my dad and my bruh. I've almost busted out laughing. I was like, yo, that's these smart little kids.
You know, they always say something so witty. You know, it's like, what the heck?
I was like, no, I get it, but no, I want you to be understand. But it's those moments where you say, where you can laugh. We know that we're not perfect, and parenthood doesn't come with a blueprint. But I want my children not to just always understand the good, the bad, and the ugly, but understand relevancy. Right. And that's the biggest thing that I'm just trying to be open to show that.
I know I grew up like a little bit behind you, but I grew up in the day where your mom said, I ain't one of your little friends.
Boy, listen, y'all gonna judge you.
I ain't one of your little friends. Right. And that meant like, okay, you getting a little too comfortable with me right now. Like you talking greasy right now. Hold on now. Right. So that just meant like, hey, you might want to tone it down. Because my son, he does the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like he does the same thing to my wife. Like he'll like, bro, listen. Or I guess the new thing. I hate saying stuff like, oh, this the new thing because it makes me sound a little dated. But they be saying chat. I don't know what that means, all like that. But yeah. But it just he always starts a sentence with like chat, check it out, or chat. Or like boom. You know, yeah, he like chat, right. Lock in. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, or can you just say, Dad, I need to talk to you for a second? Like,
whatever happened to that? Because y'all think
like,
parents always about to crash out. Like, nah, see, I'm like, man, you know about crash? Yeah, you about to pull up on the brother for me, Roy, about to crash out. Listen, but I like how you are with your family, because at the end of the day, the one thing my wife is like, why are you always talking like this? I'm trying, as I get older, it's not about being fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but love and a sound mind. But the biggest thing for me is I want them to understand, whenever my breath is expired, they would know he loved God, he loved his family, and he would do anything he can for anybody. But the biggest thing is just letting them know is just being in the moment. And that's where I'm at right now, man. So people are like, I see you here, I see you everywhere. That means an amazing, and that's some personal goals to be able to connect with individual and network. But the biggest thing is when I'm able to be at home with my lovely wife, shout out to Rachel, love you, and the kids, the Oliver crew is 6, man. And we out here just trying to do things different and just be relevant in our space and be an example to people. And that's really where I'm at.
That's it. And I love that, you know, I give my wife a lot more credit than I give myself sometimes. I always tell her that she's the real MVP. Right. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about fatherhood, but we can't be good fathers without good mothers.
I respect that.
You know, and the chances are like of us being a good father without a good mother, or a good mother that raised us, you know, to even get a good wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a lot of credit is due to our wives that, you know, make us good fathers. They give us a chance to parent individual and separate from them sometimes. Right. And they also understand our role, like in the household. Just talking about the role in the household, we talk about, you know, what do you think about fathers nurturing, being a nurturing father? See, I grew up, you know, my father wasn't quite the nurturer. I'm not bashing my dad. I love my dad. I get what you're saying. But he wasn't quite the nurturer. Like, he was like, you know, you don't play with daddy. Like, you know, he was the cat that was like, hey, we not doing no hugging and kissing. You know, he hugs me more than now, like that I'm an adult. But like growing up, because he grew up hard too. Right. You know, he grew up like, you know, tough love type of deal. Right. Like, how do you feel though, like about now the new age? I guess you could say like the new age father. Okay. We nurture more. Mm-hmm. Like, we love more. We show affection more. Like, how do you feel about, you know, the new age nurturing father?
I love it. Here's why. Y'all hear me talk about it. If y'all ever see my page and follow me, it's about mixing the old school with the new school. Mm-hmm. That's not bad mouthing my father either, but one thing that the generation and now with this new generation is they're more being holistically rounded. The children or significant others, they need to see that side of you as well.
They need to see the affection.
They need to see the affection, and giving my son a kiss on the forehead, giving him a pound of weight. Well, I get it. Within reason. But at the end of the day, we have to show that vulnerability and just let them know that it's okay. And I love it. I'm a stern talker. My wife knows, but she's helping me, and I'm doing better with the boys, especially my girls, because we have both, best of both worlds, daughters and sons. Of course, I'm gonna raise my sons different than I raise my daughters. Not that that's gonna be better or different or favoritism, it's hard.
It's hard to explain the difference. Like, my daughter talks to me about the difference between her and my oldest son.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, she wants to have a boyfriend and she wants to do this and that. I'm like, listen, it's just different. I don't know how to explain it. It's just different. I don't care, because with the boys, I don't know. I still don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain that part. Like, like I joke with her all the time. I'm like, you can't date till 35.
Yeah.
She's like, Dad, 35? Really?
Really?
You guys had 4 kids by 35.
Dang. See, and they quick with it too. They come back with the stats.
I was like, I guess you're right on that one.
But I like that you stay right there. And the biggest thing with me is, I tell our kids and then the mentees that we mentor, it's okay. Adults are not perfect. I don't mind. I can say I'm sorry to my little baby girl that's 7, or the oldest that's about to be 15. They be like, wait a minute, you apologize? You're an adult? Yeah, adults, fathers, moms, we apologize. Not too many times. Get that straight. But just showing them that, hey, you're a human and it's okay. And that right now is, you got to show that side. And that's big. I'm growing.
It's biblical too.
Yeah.
You think about it in the book of Ephesians, it talks about it, I think it's like 6, Ephesians 6:4. It tells us not to provoke our children to anger.
So they don't want to talk about that. We grew up, they say, honor that mother and that father. That
they want to just stop there.
Right, no.
It goes further.
Right.
It goes further. You got to read the context and context.
Read the word for what it is. Come on now.
I get it. I get what the Bible says in that context.
Right.
But then also, if you look at Ephesians 6 and 4, it talks about how we should not provoke our children to anger.
Right.
It reads off a little bit longer, and obviously it explains a little bit more. But just that little piece right there is like, you should never want to talk down to your children or even provoke them to anger. Like, basically saying that's the whole idea of saying, because I said so.
Come on here.
It's like, well, you gotta kind of give them something. Like, I get you don't have to explain yourself to the child, but you kind of doing these days. Because if you go to work right now and then your job fire you want an explanation, don't you? So if I tell you can't go to a party,
well, why not?
Why not? Because I said so.
I said so.
Well, it sounds a little bit different, and it helps them to articulate the communication that's going on right now. Like, you can't go because I don't know who's going to be there.
There you go.
I don't know these parents. I don't know that side of town. You just told me you ain't like those kids. You going over there now. What if they jump you? Right. Now I gotta come and rock the orange jumpsuit. Gotta knock the kid out. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, oh man.
But I like when you say that about transparency. Another one of our daughters, we said something like that. And I'm still learning. And she was like, boy, I can't wait till I get grown or teenagers. I said, why? So people can't tell me what to do. I was like,
and I flipped it. I'm like, it's still people telling you what to do.
I told her still people something to do, but I understood. But now I have an understanding. Hey, this is why. Hey, you didn't clean your room, or hey, like you stated, there's some people in the atmosphere that you're not privy to yet. We got to work on some more things. But it's just loosening the reins, because now that we look about it, man, our generation. And they're probably going to get in trouble for this, not to a certain degree, but it was like, I'm at work all day, be home by the street lights come on. You don't know what I was outside with the bikes, and then be like, hey, did you eat? Are you hungry? I've been outside all freaking day. But you can't say that back then.
You can't say that.
But I'm like, think about it, man. Like, we really had a lot of trust.
We had a lot of leeway back then.
We was on our own all day until we got off work.
And then we didn't have no cell phones.
Who you telling?
So, like, there was no cell phones. There was no communication. It was just like a call. Right. I used to have to call it every 2 hours to check in. So you find a payphone, or you find somebody's phone, man, or you had to go to somebody's house and call. And then that's how they knew too, because then caller ID was big. So then they were like, oh yeah, he called from so and so's house. You know what I'm saying? So they knew that I was at where I was supposed to be.
Right. I brought that up because now these iPhones, I mean, no offense, I ain't gonna start that conversation with the during the iPhone war, but they're like, hey, but then you got my location, you know where I'm at.
I got an app. I got a Samsung. I got an app. It's called Life 360.
Respect.
It tells me everything, their location. It tells me when they on the move, how fast they going.
Right.
It tells me what their battery life is. I get everything.
All right.
So it gives me an alert when they like at 10%. Like, hey, they might need to plug their phone in.
Yeah, they'll call that. But I like that, man. And this again, this the fatherhood man thing. It is a blessing, man. I wouldn't change it for the world, man. And it's just it goes by really fast. Our boys are about to be 15, 3 years or 18. There's baby girls 7. So like 12 years, for 11 years, boom. So it's like I'll be 55. I'm at a good age. My wife and I. It's like, dang.
Yeah, I'll be 49. I'll be 49 when my youngest turns 18.
Oh yeah, it's time. Let's turn up city. Like, man, we outside. Me and mama. Man,
quiet over there. Oh, I thought you were talking about you. I thought you said,
oh. Okay, I'm about to say. We just look y'all. We just look y'all age. It's okay. People like, man, beside the gray in the beard, I'm leaving it in there. It's that wisdom a little bit, little salt and pepper game. But yeah,
how about this?
What?
So I had a conversation with my daughter last night because we talk a lot, and I was looking at some clothes, right? I said, baby, what do you think about me wearing this outfit? And I showed her this outfit, and it's like some stacked jeans. You know what stacked jeans are?
Oh, bro, I love stacked jeans. Come on here, you already know.
So it was some stacked jeans and like a fitted athletic type of shirt.
That's swaggy.
And I was like, it said gold on it, but I was like, I'm probably gonna get me some kind of Christian type of shirt to wear, because I'm gonna wear it to church.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, Dad, you can wear that. That would be sweet. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna give me some stacked. Then I clicked on the picture and tried to look at the price of these jeans. These jeans were $240. I said, oh,
yeah, some of them.
My God. I said, I'm not getting no daggone jeans that cost $200 something.
They got different versions.
I got a problem with $55. I remember when I was looking at some Levi's one time, like back, I don't know, some years ago, when Levi's started getting expensive.
Man, Levi's now, man.
I said, oh my God, these things about $75.
Yeah.
Below that.
Yeah.
So, anywho, whatever. So, what do you think about like society reducing the fatherhood role? Because you have like a lot of, I guess you can say, I'm trying to be careful with this one.
Yeah.
You got a lot of single mothers that are reducing the fatherhood role because they saying they don't need the father's help anymore. So how do you feel about, the fatherhood role actually being like reduced?
I cringe with it, but here's why. When we serve our fathers, we let them know, keep right on your side. You guys may not get along anymore, but you came together to produce this beautiful child.
Right.
And if your parents are still living, you need both because they're going to get a side of the male, you're going to get a side of female, regardless if you have a son or a daughter. They're going to have an aspect because that daughter is going to grow up and she's eventually going to date, eventually get married, probably have a baby one day. So you need a male's perspective and a father to show, okay, vice versa. If you have a son and you like, okay, well, I can be the mom and the dad, respectfully for those who are out there. But if you have somebody that's willing, able, and prepared to be that father or that male figure, because I get it. Sometimes we make mistakes and let people down. But if you have a father and you're purposely saying this because you may have a vendetta, and like I said, we always tell people when we serve our fathers, even in fatherhood, we don't badmouth the women or the mothers of your children, but one thing you're going to do, and I hit them in their chest real quick, right? Like, look, if you don't know your kid's birthday, you're not in constant concept. Probably times out of 10 what that young lady is saying is true. I'm going to bust you in your chest. So
you don't know their favorite color.
Like, how you going to say I'm in their life and you don't know the simple stuff? And that's when I know, okay, but fathers are definitely needed. And if you can be in your child's life, keep fighting, keep moving. If you need visitation right, find somebody you can learn, Google, get some documentation. But at the end of the day, if you're still living and you're in that area, man, make it a point to be in it because, ladies, the fathers do matter.
Right. I guess the transition to that is like, what is the impact like of a fatherless environment? Like, how do you feel? Like, what do you think the impact is of like a fatherless environment? Like
yes, sir. Some have made it, but I mean they learn life hard. This for a father's hug. I'm
also talking about. Let's maybe be more specific.
Okay.
How do you feel about the fatherless environment when it comes to the son?
It's everything. That's how they become a man.
We're gonna get to the daughter. Let's talk about the son.
So with the son, it's everything. Learning how to simple tie your shoe, tie. Go on a fishing trip. Even though we have YouTube and Google, hey Siri, this and that.
It's experience though.
It's the experience. It's the role modelship and just having a male figure in your life consistently, that being there for that young man.
Right.
And it's a huge impact and disadvantage with things.
I'm sorry, I'm listening. You want to talk about Bathsheba over here? I'm like, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Oh,
sorry,
man.
y'all. I broke character and everything. Back to the fatherhood.
It's good.
I just started laughing.
See, and it's one thing right there. We're going to stay right there. A lot of ladies and men came on the task. My guy, it's a lot of us. You see him, we come on to that task, but the biggest thing for me, like you said, is just that father's environment for sons that's growing up without a dad. It's a huge impact.
Yeah,
all the way around.
I feel like that too, because like I strongly, I don't care how much a woman knows about manhood.
Yeah,
it takes a man to raise a man, and I say that boldly. And you can challenge me on it however you want to.
Absolutely,
but it takes a man to raise a man. I stand strongly on that because it's just, you hear a lot of women like, oh no, I taught my son this, I taught my son that. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that's missing because there are a lot of men that were raised with women, of course, strong black mother, strong black woman, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now your son grew up and now he lacks being assertive. Yeah. Asserting himself as a man in a group. You know, he lacks the simple things, like the simple negotiation skills that it might take. Like when you walk up, you say, oh, I want to buy this, but it's got this on it. You know, it's got a little stain on it. I'm about to get this stain out now. Hey, can I get 10-15% off for this little stain? Like, you know, like my father taught me a lot of stuff, and I reference him a lot nowadays. I'm like, he taught me a lot of stuff.
Yeah, as we get older, we recognize, like, man, he really did teach me this and that.
Like, I don't fish as much as we used to back in the day. You know, he still fishes a lot, but he wants to take my son fishing. But I think a lot of life lessons get taught like during a fishing trip. You ever went fishing with your dad?
Oh yeah, and then a lot of people, they see, oh, he's a preacher or he's a businessman. At the end of the day, a lot of people, like, respectfully, I know how to change a tire, oil, brakes, changing the tire. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it'd be the simple things that people were like, well, can you do this or can you do that? And that's the thing about it, like, that I love. So, yeah, cutting grass, all that stuff.
To piggyback off of that, I actually asked my son, I told him, I said, hey, listen, I want you to make a list of man stuff.
There we go.
That you feel like I know that you should know.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, on his list, of course, is changing tire. I don't change oil. I pay people for that. I can't. I just if it's outside of changing the tire, changing the wiper blades or something like that.
I respect that. Yeah.
I just say I'm not getting underneath the car or nothing like that. Plus, I usually drive a newer vehicle. So I'm like, I'm taking it to. I can't even tell you where stuff is on that thing. I the other day.
It's underneath this one. They do that on purpose, bro. You gotta.
He had things like that on there. He had things like using jumper cables.
Yeah, man. Listen, we laugh about it, but it's like
a lot of people don't know how to use.
Man, you will blow yourself up, bro. You
electrocute yourself. You're in a fricassee. You be gone.
I like that, but yeah, man.
Just like I asked him, I was like, you know, make me a list of things you feel like you should know that I know, or things you feel like I know that you should know. And then it's like, you know, at the same time, it might be something on there that I don't know. Now we get the chance to find somebody that knows it, and now we get to learn together.
I like that, bro. And I'm gonna take the look at that and then just be, even with, like you said, negotiation skills, learn how to tie the tie, telling men wear a belt. Your tie go down to the belt. I can't stand the generation.
I can't stand
calling the people while somebody run after you, gonna get caught. Nah, I ain't, but like, bro, like,
man, not even that. It's like, bro, you got your shirt tucked in, you got belt loops. Put a belt on. I don't care if your pants fit.
Bro,
just put the belt on, man. It just looks better. It looks cleaner. Matching the shoes. Of course, you gotta match the shoes.
You gotta match the shoes, yeah.
But Oh man, it drives me insane when people don't have no belt
up the wall, bro. I'll be like, really? We're teaching them the simple basics. If you have brown shoes on, wear a brown belt. If you have black shoes on, wear a black belt.
Right.
And some people, some of our scholars and my mentees, they be like, Mr. Oliver, they probably, hey, I don't even know what a belt is. And I almost like, as y'all say, crashed out. No, he was real serious.
No, because all they wear is sweatpants nowadays.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that.
We ain't gonna hook. We can go roll
summertime, y'all running around with sweats and hoodies. I'm like,
it's 90 degrees outside. My son came outside with a hoodie and some sweatpants on. And now it's in the 50s right now. He outside with shorts and t-shirt on. Like, bro, make it make sense. Make it make sense. See, I said the bro thing. Make it make sense. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's, and I just feel like, you know, nowadays, it's just the style, it has, you know, as far as like man to son, teaching our son like the style etiquette, you know what I'm saying? Teaching our sons how to, even hygiene. Good Lord.
My gosh.
Good Lord. I mean, boys gonna be boys at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, they gonna not shower for days on end because they downstairs playing video games or whatever the case may be. You know, they locked away in their room. As they get older, they be locked away in their room. But it just drives me insane when you walk past a young person and they musty. You know, it's like, dude, get that under control. Then they want to put deodorant on. No, you can't just put deodorant on. You gotta wash that. You gotta splash some water underneath there first. You can't just with soap. Go wash up with soap, please. I remember one time, I can't remember which kid it was, or it might not be one of my kids. It might be a conversation I was having. They said they walked in the bathroom and the kid was sitting on the toilet with the water running, and then like with their pajamas on. So they were sitting on the toilet with their pajamas on. I think it was a client I was talking to one time. And they said my son was sitting in the bathroom with his pajamas on with the water running, basically simulating that he was in there taking a shower. And he said he walked in there and he was like, "Boy, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I was done with the shower." He said, "So turn it off." And then he said, "Wait a minute. Something told me to just touch his rag."
Right.
He said the boy rag was desert dry. He's like, "So you was in there taking a shower and you was done with your shower, but your rag is dry. So what did you use to wash up? Your hand?" He said, "I use the bar of soap." I was like, "What?"
That's another conversation.
That's a whole other conversation.
You wash it, right?
we use the wash rag. And you gotta have two different ones, or you just wash your face with your hands or something.
Right.
Don't put your booty on your face now.
But those are things, man, that not saying that the mom can't teach, but those are things, like you said, as a father, just having that relationship and letting them know about proper etiquette, being well grown, and just preparing them for life, man. Like every day is this display when you go to school,
here's another
church,
thing
all
too.
type of stuff.
We talk about being well grown. This is another thing. I just drives me insane. I got adults to do this too. It's hard for them to articulate how to communicate, how to get their haircut, like what to ask for. Like they don't know the differences between. I mean, a lot of people don't know the difference between a fade and a taper sometimes. That's the reason why they put it together nowadays, taper fade. But that drives note to everybody. That drives us crazy as barbers. Stop calling it taper fade. It's either a taper or it's a fade. Taper goes right here. Fade goes all the way around. Like they call it a taper fade because now it's bald. Because in true terminology, it's a taper is going from something graduating to something. A fade is bald to something. So now that's why they call it a taper fade, because this is bald right here.
See how that go, y'all. Get a relationship with your barber, man. As we getting older, like I said, everybody know I'm very particular. You can call me bougie, whatever it is, what it is. We just respond to yourself according to your dick. But at the end of the day, connecting with him, he's educating me. I'm getting older. Thankful to God that I still have a head full of hair, but things, and you just build a relationship. You talk, even though it's barbershop talk, we have good conversations. Your barber, sometimes, man, I'm gonna keep it a bug. Y'all on social media, they can make or break you.
See the barber, they go down the center.
Listen, bro,
because they're mad.
When you get home,
talk to my girl. It's like, dang. You gonna ball you off like that because he was talking to your girl. It wasn't your girl anymore.
But my guy, he educates me, man. He tells me about, like I said, my skin, I'm sensitive. So he gives me good education on this and that. But as I'm getting older, things are suggesting, he said, hey, recommend doing this, recommend that. I love different type of styles.
He sugarcoated it a little bit. I had to tell him the harsh truth about some things.
I still got it, though.
We still got it. But sometimes it starts to drift a little bit. It's a natural recede.
I ain't ready for that. I was like, yeah, I did. I was like, man, you sure?
He's like, it's gonna grow back. Like, bro, listen. I had to just tell him, like, listen. I get it. You wanted to grow back, but unfortunately, our heads started shaped like our dad sometimes.
Man.
And then next thing you know, you have a natural receding hairline, and just embrace it. Get it lined up, line your recede up. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, my dad went bald early. My younger brother went early. I told him, we're not doing that. When he tell me, hey, JMO is hey, you already know, it's gone.
That's what I told my wife. I said, listen, I might try to fool with it a little bit. I thought about the SMP and all that stuff. That's called scalp micropigmentation. Whatever.
Okay.
And it actually makes it look like it's darker in the areas where it's light. So it basically blends in. It just discolors your skin a little bit, whatever, in those areas. But that's neither here nor there. That still has to do with fatherhood because you got to really have a good barber.
Right.
And you got to know your barber's name. Good Lord. You ask somebody their barber's name. My dad used to tell me all the time, he picks his haircuts by these 3 rules, right?
Okay.
This is kind of segue into what I was about to talk to next. So like, what has my dad taught me? In referencing the barbering, my dad taught me these 3 rules. So first rule was, how does it look when it's done? Like when you get it cut. Then he said, how does it look when you wash it?
That's a major difference.
Nowadays,
not with him. He good.
No, I got the spray gun like everybody else. I know people like to spray. I got the spray gun. I got a handful of people that like to spray. But he used to say, how does it look when it gets done? How does it look when you wash it? And then how does it look when it grows back? That's how you pick the barber.
Okay.
Because if your hair look crazy, your hair could look crazy when it's growing back.
Oh yeah.
He done pushed you back, pushed you up, pushed you to the side, everything else like that. And, that happens sometimes with people that, on a weekly basis. Like I have a couple clients that are on like a double time a week. They get their hair cut twice a week.
Man, I used to be on that weekly. And nah, bro.
The thing about it is, I tell people, I'm like, if you want to get your hair cut every single week, you got to have an every week barber. Because if you don't have an every week barber, that means you're going to keep getting pushed and pushed and pushed. Next thing you know, you might not need the trimmer on the lineup. You might just need the razor on the lineup. Like, just to sharpen it up real quick. I got a guy, he gets cut on Tuesday and Saturday. Like clockwork.
I respect it.
He's an executive, so that's just what he does.
And you educated with that, man.
I told him, I was like, he's like, is it possible that you cut my hair twice a week? I was like, if you come in twice a week, I can cut your hair twice a week. And you're in luck because I am an every week barber. So, but yeah, man, that last thing, I got a couple notes over here. I want to talk about breaking cycles real quick. This will be our last. I know that's a hefty topic right there, but breaking the fatherhood cycles. Things that because being a father now is like taking everything that you learned and omitting the things that you didn't really care for.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it, at least. And that's how you become the father that you're going to become. So how do you feel about like breaking fatherhood cycles?
I'm gonna throw a mantra back to you, or a slogan. Manage what you can manage, control what you can control, and pivot. That's how you break cycles.
Say that again.
Manage what you can manage, control what you can control, and pivot.
Oh,
you said shot.
So
that's good.
Breaking cycles is, like we've been talking about this whole time with fathers, is admitting, owning up, research. And I try to let my kids know, even though I may be older and I'm your dad, but we still have to be a steward and a student of progression, relevance. We're father, this is 2025. My dad, when he had me, man, there's no way, even though the Bible said there's nothing new underneath the sun, but things progress. God is a progressive God. And so if God is a progressive God, that means that we have to progress too, right? Right. And that's the biggest thing that I've been with breaking those cycles, is understanding what it is, where you made a mistake, where you need to learn, where you need to get better. So again, manage what you can manage, control what you can control, and pivot will help you break those cycles.
That's dope. That's dope. So that was great, man. We had a great show here. This is actually our take 2. The first time we spoke and I had them on camera, the microphones for some reason did not catch none of our sound. So this is part 2.
Anytime. Man.
I'm going to ask you that question again, though. If you can tell your 18-year-old self one thing, what would you tell your 18-year-old self today, knowing what you know?
Continue to always believe in yourself. If you put God first, whatever you're calling on your life after your family, you will always be holistically impactful. But just know you are who you are, and the rest will follow.
That's good stuff. All right, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to Clean Cut Conversation. I'm going to go ahead and get my guy up out of here. I'm just getting these little fine tunings there. But definitely make sure you like, follow, and share, and subscribe to Clean Cut Conversation. Stay encouraged, stay inspired, and as always, stay clean cut.
My G.
Well, man, what a powerful conversation with John Michael Oliver. His story, his testimony, his advice, his wisdom. Man, listen, it all is wrapped up into one thing, but God. If this episode encouraged you, share it with someone who needs the hope today, who needs to hear it today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and keep the conversation going with us. This is Clean Cut Conversation, where real talk meets real life. Until next time, remember, stay encouraged and stay sharp, and always, always, always keep the conversation clean cut.